Hi everyone. So this is the general reading for this week from Wednesday the 25th of August until the following Wednesday, and I'm putting this out to my free intuitive readings group on Facebook and also on YouTube. So if you're watching on the group, hi group, I hope you're well, and if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I hope you have subscribed to my channel for future videos, and if you do like this video at any point, if it resonates at any point, just click the like button so more people see my videos on YouTube. This is going to be slightly different this week. I always say something like that, don't I? It's going to be slightly different in some way because every week I tend to get the messages differently. I tend to get either the layout different or the way that I share the message that's different. This time it's really personal. So basically what I mean by that is just before this video, I had been doing some of my own work, my own kind of processing work and work on my business, like some learning and training. And I was finding I was getting really frustrated and I was getting really stuck. And I thought, I'm going to have to give myself a break. So I thought, do you know, I'm just going to stop, and I know I have to do this reading, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to do the reading. And I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to do this reading because my mind has just been so full and I got myself so worked up and frustrated. Sorry, I've been distracted by a message. Oh, that's interesting. The word frustrated is on the message. And I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to do it anyway, and I'm going to see if anything comes through. And when I say personal, it feels very personal to me, this card read, but I want to share it, and I think I've done this before. I want to share it anyway because I know that it's often true that whenever we are helping people, supporting people, and I know it's been true in my own situation where I've been a counsellor in the past, and the clients that I've helped have often presented with things that they're going through that I'm going through at the same time. So, you know, often I can go through things and a lot of people can resonate at the same time. So it may be a message for a few of you anyway, and so I'm going to share it anyway. So it was either that or I didn't share it at all, but then I would have felt like I was doing a disservice by not sharing a message. So as I go through, just bear in mind that if anything doesn't resonate, you don't have to watch it. If it does, please comment or just so I know that this works, so that I know to do it in future as well. Okay. I'm also going to explain that I feel very vulnerable at the moment, a bit wobbly because of the energy that was around me before the reading. So I'm not as energized as I normally am. You've probably noticed my energy change. Hopefully the card read will change that. I don't know what's going to come. All I know is the kind of energy that's come up from it, like overall. And I'll explain at a certain point why I feel that way as well. Yeah, so I'm just going to get on with it. And we'll see what happens, okay? So I just wanted to be completely honest and true with you, and I think that's a part of the message as well by the looks of it. So, okay. The first card we have for this general reading is Lady Venus, Downloads and Understanding. Okay. So it says, truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Now, we'll explain. Before the reading, I asked whether, way before the reading, not like during the shuffle or anything, but before I asked whether I should be doing this reading. I asked for help and guidance, to get me through the reading. I also asked way before that for some guidance in another area of my life. And this is what has been presented. So it's really to let you know that there are always downloads that are going to come through, and I believe that this reading is a download, okay, and truth is being revealed. So the truth is going to be revealed during this message, and also I'm being shown dreams as well. So if you are having dreams that are quite vivid and not making sense, just to take notes of them, even if they don't make sense to you straight away. But I'm hearing downloads, 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 and they're coming through in different ways. So they're coming through on readings, they're coming through in dreams, they're coming through in, I'm seeing a radio, so they're coming through the radio, like on songs or through people's conversations. So really listen out and really pay attention to everything that's going on around you at the moment, because you are being guided. You're always guided, okay? So this is like the color of the throat chakra, so communication, and I do feel like spirit is communicating with you in different ways, okay? So really pay attention to that. Yeah, deep insights are coming through, okay? The next one is the royal you, okay? What I get from this is that you are wanting to connect with the royal you I want to say, like, the royal you is like the best version of you. So like, you know, where you feel like royalty, where you feel like really fulfilled and really happy and really content and really stable and really secure and abundant and all of those good feelings, you know, it's like glitter and gold, and, you know, you just feel amazing. And you only feel amazing when you are aligned with your true self, when you feel completely like yourself, where you're really fulfilled in every area of your life. And this is what I feel is like what you're hoping for and what you're dreaming of and how you want to feel. It's just how you want to feel. So feel like royalty. You know, when you're like treated, you know, and like I'm getting an image of, like, you know, when you go on a spa day or something and you get pampered, or like you get taken to like a really nice restaurant and you just like waited on hand and foot like royalty would be, and you just feel like, oh, like really relaxed and really like, oh, I feel, you know, that saying, I feel like royalty right now. Like, that's what I'm getting. So that's like the energy of like where you want to be and how you want to feel at the moment. Like, yeah, so that's just a future energy that I'm picking up there. Yeah, and number 16 is 7 together. So 1 and 6, 7, and 7 is on the right path. So you want to feel, it's not like, they're not saying you're on the right, they're not saying you're not on the right path, but they're not saying you're on the right path. But what the message is that you want to feel like you're on the right path. So you want to feel in alignment, you know, and be on and feel like you're on the right track, okay? So if that's where you're at, keep listening, okay? The next card is also a 7, and what that's telling me is to be on the right path, you need to stop and pause and take a deep breath, okay? And that's exactly what I felt like I had to do. So I felt like I just had to put everything down, stop, take a breather, even though I've gone into this reading, which is why I had to ask whether to do the reading or not, because I thought, do I need to continue taking a deep breath? Do I need to pause, you know? But they were like, no, still do it. But I think, like, even if it's just like a pause, just a slight pause, or if you feel like you need longer to breathe and, you know, take that space, take that breather, then go with whatever feels right for you. But it's like, you just need to pause, you just need to stop, you just need to be still and really just be with what you're feeling and where you're at. Yeah, and I feel like I'm kind of working through this at the moment as I'm reading. So I said to you, like, my energy is different. I still feel a bit vulnerable. After this reading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more time and space to just be with all of what I'm feeling. But so I'm only doing this because I got guided to, but obviously if you feel like you need time to process how you're feeling, give yourself that time, okay? The next card is share your voice, but it's upside down. So I'm going to go with the upside down message, which is that you are not speaking your truth, okay? And I feel like there's a big frustration there. The word frustration has come up so much for me before this reading and since I've started this reading. I think I mentioned it like 2 or 3 times beforehand. And it's the feeling of being frustrated with yourself that you aren't completely sharing your truth, speaking your truth, being who you want to be. You're not able to be who you want to be. You aren't able to be in your royal, like in that royal feeling. And you're getting really frustrated with that. And you don't know how to share your truth. I feel like there's this huge frustration that you don't know how to. And that's, as I say, that's my personal experience at the moment. So I'm just sharing this, and if it does resonate with anyone, then let me know. So yeah, there's this deep dissatisfaction or unfulfillment there, where you just don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to speak your truth. You're trying to find out. You're trying to find your way, and you can't. And it's, you know, I just see this woman just like, you know, she's sitting there, and it says down here, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. But it's almost like she's sitting there and she's like, but I can see like what I want. I can see what I need, like what I need, but I don't know how to get there. Like, this almost feels like it's choppy waters. And so she's like, well, I don't really want to go swimming in there because I don't know, like, whether I can. I don't know whether I should. I don't know if I should wait for someone to help. It's like a contemplation. I'm hearing the word contemplation time. So maybe like that deep breath is going to help you to kind of, I don't even want to say get clear, because it doesn't feel like it's going to help you get clear on where to go, but I feel like it's going to support you to just stop, like she is, like stop, pause, take a deep breath. That's where she's at the moment on this card. Okay, let's see whether we've got anything after that card then. So this is where we had the most, like we had anger come up, right? So we had 4 cards that came out at once, and I wanted to use this relationship deck. So it's a Romance Angels deck, which is normally about relationships, but I wanted to use it for self-relationship because I feel strongly that most of the change comes from the relationship with yourself. So I asked, can I have some messages about self-relationship, you know, with regards to this general reading for this week. And I think, apart from religious factors, which I feel I know why that's come out now, but apart from that, the 3 cards that came out to start with were retreat, deception, and forgiving and learning. And when I first got these cards, I felt really angry with them. I don't know why, but I felt really frustrated again, angry, and I was like, no, this isn't right. These aren't the cards. And I put them down, and I literally, I'm going to be completely honest with you, like when I clear the energy on the cards before I do readings, I bang the cards, and I felt so much anger that I banged them really hard, and I was like, get this energy out of here, because I felt it was a really negative energy on the cards, and I wanted to get a different message. But guess what cards came out again when I reshuffled? No word of a lie. So they were like, that's the energy, and you just have to be truthful with that. Like, you have to speak your truth, which, you know, you're not speaking your truth. So this is why I've like come on, and you can hear it, can't you? This is why I've come on. I'm like, I'm just going to share how I feel. I'm just going to share what's going on for me right now through this message. And, you know, if anyone else resonates, please let me know. Then we got religious factor came through with this, which says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. But what I get from that is that the way you feel and what's going on in your life at the moment is influenced by spiritual like spiritual support, like, you know, spiritual guidance. So the universe, like God, angels, whatever you believe in, it's being influenced by that. So they have guided these cards to come out again so that we can talk seriously about these and openly. Okay, so generally, like what I've had recently, but also I've had in the past, is that oracle cards and angel cards are like the happy, smiley, rainbows, unicorns, like lovey-dovey, everything's positive cards, right? Whereas tarot tell the truth, and they bring up shadows and darkness and all of that, and, you know, they won't just like what's the word? They won't just like beat around the bush and, you know, give you the light and airy stuff. They will tell the whole truth. I actually felt strongly that, and I have done this in my readings, my personal readings, that if I'm going to pick up a message intuitively and channel it, you know, it isn't always light and airy. And those people who've had personal readings for me, private readings for me, will know that I have brought up dark stuff in my oracle card readings. So I don't believe in that. So I'm gonna prove a point. And I think that's what they're doing, is like show all of you, you know, prove a point. So it's not always going to be like, you know, oh, everything's fine, everything's bright and breezy, because it's not, right? So retreat, I'm glad that's come up. And the word disconnect is a really strong word in this card, right? So retreat goes with the deep breath card and the share your voice card, where she's sort of sitting on her own. Obviously, you know, it's relax, retreat, take a deep breath, be with yourself, be on your own, take some time on your own if you need to, right? And this is what I really need at the moment. You know, especially today, because I'm so like overwhelmed and stressed, and yeah, mine's full of everything. So retreat when you have to, when it gets hard for you, when you can't cope with things, when you're so overwhelmed with things, okay? Disconnect from anything that isn't helping you. But there's also a strong message here about disconnect, okay? And disconnect actually came up in a lot of my notes when I was doing my learning and training before this card reading. So I feel like there's a really strong disconnection in your way. Like there's a disconnect with one part of you, like whether that's something going on in your work, something going on in your relationship, people around you, like a certain part of you, a certain family member. Yeah, there's a disconnect there. And I think that is the thing that needs to be looked at the most. So if you have anything in your mind right now, the first thing that came to your mind as soon as I said disconnected from someone or something in your life, you will probably have an idea, and go with your first instinct and don't question it. And then whatever comes up from that, be with those feelings. Like if you, like, I literally had a moment where I thought, before this reading, I had that moment, and it was, I felt disconnected from a certain part of my life, and like literally just got a bit teary about it, because I knew that that was the truth. And it's about sharing your truth, and not just, I'm not saying go and share it with the world and go and tell everyone, but it's like being honest, being true to yourself, okay? Being really true to yourself. Yes, I feel disconnected from this part of me or this person, or, you know, and this needs to be looked at. This needs to be addressed, okay? I feel like I'm being like, but that's the energy. That's the energy. And I got deception. So I feel like there's either a deception that's going on with someone, like deceiving you, or they have deceived you in the past, or you are deceiving yourself in some way because you're not being completely honest, okay? And what I'm being shown is an old job that I was at, and how unhappy I was and how miserable I was in that job, and how I stayed there. And this was my last job. This was like a job years ago. I stayed there even though I felt on a daily basis sick going into work. I felt scared going into work. I felt like completely not myself. Like I was wearing a mask, and this is what they're showing me, like that, yeah, there's a mask there, isn't there? I just realized. So it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, but it's not necessarily, it could be a relationship for you, but it could also be in a situation in your life. So I felt like I was wearing a mask on a daily basis. I wasn't being myself. So I was deceiving other people, I guess, because I wasn't being myself, but I was also deceiving myself because I wasn't literally listening to myself enough, and I wasn't being true to myself and saying, do you know what, this isn't right for me, I need to get out. It took me like a few more months or whatever. Luckily I wasn't there for years, but it took me a few more months to be like, actually I need to get out, like I need to stop deceiving myself. So yeah, there's a message here about deceiving yourself, or deceiving other people deceiving you, or, you know, you deceiving other people. But I don't feel like it's you deceiving other people. I feel it's more you deceiving yourself, or the fact that you haven't, yeah, it's like you're deceiving yourself, whatever, because if you're deceiving yourself because you're not being true about the situation, even if someone deceived you in the past, you aren't looking at that. You're not digging into that. You're not feeling into that. So you're just brushing it aside or distracting yourself with other things, and you're not looking at it. So the last card on that was forgiving and learning, and I feel like it's more, it's that you aren't forgiving of the situation, you're not forgiving yourself, or you're not forgiving the other person, but you're also not learning. Like you're not learning about it, so you're not teaching yourself about it. All you're doing is you're getting on with life, or you're just distracting yourself with like TV or drink or friends or work, or something like that. You're literally just distracting yourself, and deep down that it's causing you an issue, and that it needs to be looked at because it's stuck. I feel like it's stuck within you, and I'm hearing, this is really serious, this is really serious. So someone's energy is coming through and it's going like, this is really serious reading. Yes, it is. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I've been told to give this. So this is the way it's coming out. So yeah, as I said, if you don't want to listen, you don't have to. But this might be your energy. This might be you distracting yourself, okay? And pushing it aside and not wanting to look at it. But this is the truth of the situation. So it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And that's like more love for yourself, more love for other people, more love for your situation. And then when you've got more love and acceptance for your situation will actually improve, interestingly enough. Okay, so the next card we have is courage. Have courage to do this work. Okay, this is called shadow work, right? This is digging into the dark sides of you, the things that you don't want to look at. And once you have the courage to look at that and to really be with that and be with the horrible feelings, because it does take so much courage to do that. Once you have that courage, everything will feel better. You'll feel lighter, you'll feel more at ease, you won't feel so tense or stressed or frustrated like I am right now. Trust me, I'm going to have to do this work too. And usually I love this work. Usually I love doing this work. I'm a bit weird like that. But this one feels tough. This one feels like there's something there that needs to be looked at that I haven't wanted to look at for a long time. But it needs to be done. So whatever it is, I'll find out after this. But I might even get told in this reading. You never know. But keep watching if you want to find out. But you need courage. You need courage to be vulnerable. And I'm hearing Brené Brown in my head. So if you've watched the video, if you've watched her, she does two. She's got one about, I think she's got one, I don't think it's called courage. She's got one called vulnerability, which is really good. But then she has got another one, where she talks about courage. So I wish I knew the name of it. But if someone knows the name of it and have watched it, then pop it in the comments. Watch that one, because that is really good, and it talks about how you need courage to be vulnerable, or so yeah. I can't say much more about that, but yeah, you do. And be courageous, step up, give yourself that. Okay, the next one is closure. So I feel like there's a door, I think. Can you see that door in the background? When I saw this card, I was like, it's almost like you're shutting the doors on. So there's two messages here. So you'll be shutting the door and closing off anything that no longer serves you. Like any negative energy, any negative feelings, any frustration, anything that's stopping you, blocking you, keeping you stuck. You'll be shutting the door on that. And that feels really good. But they're also saying, at the moment, you're shutting the door on your own healing. You're closing off doors that really need to be opened, and you need to go into them and search around the room for things that you maybe haven't wanted to see, and you've closed the door on. And it could be that you've closed the door on a relationship with someone and that's still bugging you. You've closed the door, you've walked away from something and you've closed the door on that, and you're like, I don't want to know anything else. Like, I'm seeing someone just go like, I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But what it's doing is it's holding, it's still in you. It's, I feel like a really, I don't know, like I can't breathe. Like that's why I keep like being drawn to this deep breath card. It's like you can't breathe until you open that door, until you look at, you know, and I keep being shown that someone opening a door and someone looking around in the room and just exploring what's there. Okay, and like letting the light in on that situation. So yeah, interestingly, there's a light above the door, and I feel like obviously if you open that door you'll see all the light, wouldn't you? So yeah, there's 2 messages there. Okay, then I thought that was the end of the reading, but I had 4 cards that were kind of just scattered on the floor, and I thought I'll just see what they are. And we have new beginnings, empowerment, commitment, and prosperity. And when I saw prosperity, I cried because I was like, everything I'm doing at the moment it's not just for money. Like I don't want you to think I'm doing everything for money, because I'm trying my hardest to not do everything for money. I want to live my purpose. I want to do what is aligned with me. I want to feel fulfilled and all of those good feelings like in this card. Yeah. And when I saw that, I thought, do you know that, how similar are they? So it just made me think, you know, like this is hope, this is faith, this is like on the other end of all of this stuff. So if I can do all of this other stuff, then I will get this. I will get a new beginning. I will feel empowered. I will feel committed to my work and like just understand how important the work is that I do, and be committed to my own self-improvement and, you know, self-healing and my journey and my path and my purpose. And then, you know, I will feel all the good feels. So my hope is that this card reading does resonate with you on some level. Something's piqued your interest for this, or it's connected in some way, and that this gives you hope and faith as well as me. So that's the general reading. Very, very, very deep this time. Probably the deepest one I've ever done. Most honest one I've ever done, I think. And I hope that you appreciate that and understand that and respect that, I guess. But yeah, feel free to leave any comments. And thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week with the moon messages reading. I think, yeah, it goes in that order, doesn't it? Moon messages, general reading. Yeah, so see you then. Bye.